Hello, everyone. How you doing out there? Hope everybody is enjoying your Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving, of course. Hang on a second. Let me get my headphones on. Clear the distraction of the people downstairs. Yeah, got family here. Kids basically hanging out. Hope everybody's doing well. Not really going to talk about anything specific today, but I just wanted to reach out to everybody. If anybody wants to chat and say, I don't know, kind of talk about what you're grateful for, what's going on out there in the crypto market. Let's see what's happening today. MetaMonkey's down a little bit. Crypto bubbles. Wow. FTT, it's on a comeback right now. Up almost 12%. That's crazy. ALBT, everything else is pretty much down. XRP, of course, doing okay. Hopefully good news coming out maybe in the next couple of months for the lawsuit. Just going to chill here for a minute to see if we're going to get anybody to join. If not, I'm just going to dip back out and go watch some football. Bitcoin's down. Everything else is down. XRP down just a little bit, under 40 cents. Polygon Matic. Yeah, the market's just doing its thing. Same thing it's always done. Same thing it's done for the last year almost, or maybe 6 months. Let's see if we can find any good stuff on the Twitters. Oh, here's some mmai content. Project create a public-private digital exchange after FTX collapse. Huh, okay. Yeah, obviously centralized exchange is not exactly where it's at right now, is it? Everybody's, that seems to be the riskiest play of all, right? We talk about all these, community tokens and degen plays, but I think storing your crypto on a centralized exchange is probably about the most degen you could do right now. Just a bit too risky for me. I have all of mine, 95% of mine on my ledger. So can anybody hear me? Hopefully my mic is working. I think I'm unmuted. Yep. So what are you guys doing tonight? Watching football, eating turkey? I know it's not Thanksgiving isn't celebrated everywhere in the world. It's just a handful of countries actually celebrate it, but there are some other, events like harvest festivals that some other countries do celebrate, right? The gathering of the harvests and whatnot. Bob Altamari. Hey, Bob. Thanks for joining me. I watch football. Yeah, that's what I've been doing most of the day. Tim Shea. Welcome, Tim. Welcome. Football, yeah. Do you guys watch football all day? Like I did. I'm not the teams that are playing really. I'm not interested in because they're not my team. I'm the Seahawks, and we're playing the Raiders, I believe, Sunday. Raiders aren't doing that well, so it should be an easy win, hopefully, for us. Oh, sorry. See, I forget how to do this. Like I've never done a live stream before. Bob Altamari, good. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Football, Tim Shea. Hey, Crypto Hog. Hey, I appreciate you showing up. I really do. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. And you as well. I know not everybody, like I was saying, not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving as we do in the U.S. and a handful of other countries. But wherever you're at, I hope everybody's happy and healthy. And Crypto Hog, I do appreciate your comments on my videos. I do remember. I do read them all. Annie Rock, happy turkey. Yes, happy Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Hopefully, everybody's surrounded with family and friends, having a good time. Hey, Annie Rock. Ramon Spada, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. And to you as well. Hey, Ramon. The Detroit game was a great game. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. But I was watching. I haven't paid attention to all of the games and all of the news this year in the NFL. But when I look up on the TV and the New York Giants are 7-3, I'm thinking, what is going on in this world? Like, this is like opposite world, where all the bad teams from before are doing well. And then you got Russell Wilson, who is struggling mightily, but with the Broncos, of course, first year off the Seahawks. And the Seahawks, who we thought we were going to have just a horrible year. Geno Smith has really, really come on strong. Really shocked and surprised. Detroit game was a great game. Thanks, CryptoHog. Eagles from Philly. Well, Bob, you guys are having a great year. You guys are having a great year, right? And normally the Eagles really aren't aren't talked about too much these last few years, but you guys are killing it. Husraya. Hey, Sean. So happy Stable Fund is back. Got 94K rolled in. Whoa. Damn. That's a bunch. Yeah. Did you check out my Stable Fund update video? It's crazy, and it's fun to talk about because it's entertainment, right? It's a show where I'm kind of exploring this Stable Fund now as really just a game, and to see what's going to happen. I still haven't decided if I'm going to roll in or not. I thought I was, but then I'm thinking, man, maybe I'm just going to take my couple $1,000 and just roll it into XRP or something a little more stable. But yeah, how do you feel about everything going on with Michael? Hello from Boise, Mark Morris. Mark Morris, have I talked to you before? Mark Morris from Boise. I am just a stone's throw from you, I'm sure. I am also here in the Treasure Valley. Tim Shea, hey Bob. Hey Mark, hello Tim. Yeah, so we can talk about Stable Fund. I know a couple of you guys here are into Stable Fund. It's one of those amazing things, right? Everybody thought rug pull, right? Totally a rug pull. This guy's just going to run with the money, making up excuses and stuff. And maybe he is. We don't really know, right? That's the fun part. It's what did I say? That story is yet to be written as far as if we're concerned. So, like, let's see, what were the updates? Let's see, let's go back into, 63 days. How do you feel about having to stake it for 63 days? And that's a little tough. So that's a tough one. I don't know. All right, where's my Stable Fund, Stable One group? Where is it? Why does this say I was following it? Why am I not in it? Oh, this must be something different. Hang on a second, people. Oh, I see. There's two of them. Somebody's copying them. There we go. Here's the info. Let's see. Right, you get your 20%. Does anybody else have an issue with the numbers on your screen, right? When I go on to my Stable Fund site, right, he said you're going to get a 20% additional, which, it's not 20%. It's like almost double. Let me lighten this up because we can't really see it. So from here to here, right, that's not a 20% increase. It's not quite double, but so here's my other thought. My other thought is that he's throwing big numbers out here, hopefully to get people to roll into V2, right? And that means he has a little more control. It's easier to pay out, over a long period of time, especially with the 63-day, hold on your or stake period. You can only compound once a week or take out once a week. So it really does add a lot more controls on his end, on Michael's end. But then, so what I'm saying is the 4287, right? Clearly that's not just 20%, over this. But he can this gives him a way to come back and say, hey, yeah, that number wasn't right. We had an issue with the calculations and whatnot. But remember, I told you we're only going to get 20%. And so maybe it ends up just being your 20%, but this number gets people excited So anyway, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? This was one of those things. Obviously, we're skeptical anytime a platform or your project goes down like this for any length of time. It is concerning, and you want to make sure you protect yourself. What do you think about the studs? I don't know what this. I see you down here. SFUSD. What do I think about it? I mean, honestly, it's a brilliant play on his part. It's way more manageable on his end. The only problem is when you're creating your own stable coin, right? What's it stable against? What's it backed by? That's the issue. I see, there's maybe some long-term problem there, or as other people have mentioned, you're going to get, that first staking period of 63 days. As soon as that's up and everybody got their 20%, and they're compounding, or they're just their 1% for the 63 days, I think a massive amount of people are just going to take their money out at that point and then walk, if it's still around. That's a big concern too. So where I was leaning towards throw it back in, just roll it into V2. I'm kind of leaning towards just take the refund and kind of see what happens. I think we talked a while back about helium. Oh yeah, we could have. Yeah. I think we did. Yeah. I don't, so you're the other guy, in Treasure Valley who knows about crypto, because literally everybody I talk to, nobody knows, nobody cares. They think of Bitcoin, it's not really a thing. You're buying something that doesn't really exist, and they got to go through and explain to them. It's not just the money aspect. You got to look at the underlying technologies, the blockchains. Those are the important things here, right? We're getting them confused. Not sure about that token. Yeah, I don't know either. That's apparently Michael has closed down the stable one and paid out what he could and gave the other S rocket. So I'm still hopeful. Well, I'm hopeful too, right? As I said in my video, we look at these things and we listen to him talk, right? And, he says he's sorry. He apologized for kind of treating the community like crap and pretty much blaming everybody else but himself for what happened. And so it humanizes him, and you want to believe, I do. I want to believe the best in people. I want to believe that, he's trying, to put forth some effort in order to make it right for everybody. But I have no idea. I mean, this could just be one huge grand plan he's got, as he figures out a way to kind of, get away with as much money as he can, right? We just don't know. But I also said, if it ends up being a rug and he ends up just trying to walk away with the money, it probably go down in history as one of the most entertaining rug pulls of all time, right? I mean, he's put a lot of work into this and looks like a lot of money for him just to walk away. Seems, I don't know, doesn't seem very smart, but also I'm sure he's got that fear of legal repercussions as well. But yeah, Crypto Hog, I'm definitely, I'm hopeful too. I'm hopeful if I just choose to get my refund, I'm hopeful that I just get a refund, right? To me, that's awesome. He's also using locked funds, which he wasn't doing before. Yes. So he's only going to use locked funds, right? That was one of those things. So if you're unstaked, basically you're not earning 1% on those funds anymore like you were. But that also begs the big question of if OPT3, if DeFi Dude is able to do it when we hang on to a token, even though it's still a token that isn't, in the top 100, it's just basically his own token that you use for trading. It's held in our MetaMask wallets, our own wallets. It's not staked. There's no fees, right? Why is he able to do that? And, Michael is not able in order to use those funds to trade with. I don't get it. Ramon, I'm just wondering about, that's right. Everybody, unfortunately, you have to make your decision now, 10 days basically before you're going to see the rollout of the new V2. So basically, I mean, you're trust. It's all trust right now. 63 days is a long time, but I think not getting any rewards on funds that are not locked is a massive benefit to the protocol. Yeah, no, he's definitely pared it down to where it's more manageable on that end if he's going to really kind of take this thing forward. So it may last longer if he's actually trading. I mean, it does say they're going to actually show trades. So, twice a week, which, I'm dying to see, love to see it. Although I think there's some shifty things going on. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely there's something still behind the scenes we don't really know. What if the token isn't on an exchange we use? Can we swap it on DeFi? Well, the token is going to be, basically it's going to be paired against Matic, I believe is the first one, the first iteration of this. And it's going to have to be on an exchange. I imagine it's going to have to get listed on some exchange that you're going to have to use. It's not going to be just anywhere. So I don't know what the answer to that question is. Which exchange are we going to use in order to do that? I don't think it's a rug, but I don't want to tie my money up that long. Yeah, it's 63 days is a long time. But again, why can Optimus do it unstaked and Michael needs 63 days? I mean, I get both sides, right? It does make sense. Like, well, it helps us to know how much money is going to be used for trading, right? So we don't have massive amounts coming in and out every day, right? So it's 63 days. So he's going to have 63 days from the date V2 goes live to figure out, how everything is going to work. Or does that give him another 2 months to figure out how to get away, right? Who knows? No V2 for you. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, yesterday I was leaning, you know what? I wasn't expecting to get the money back anyway. So I had already written it off. So why not go ahead and just take the play? But, me thinking there's going to be a run on that, and how is it going to peg? And after the first 63-day period, I do have a good feeling that a lot of people are pulling their money and walking away at that point. So yeah, interesting stuff. Very interesting. Let's see. What else was there about stablefund? I'm trying to think of all of the where's my decided offer, right? So you get an extra 20%, and we know has to be staked or you're not getting your rewards. He still has this MasterCard program. We expect the MasterCard program on the web portal to launch on the 5th of December and the mobile app. So are we getting cards? Because he's just saying MasterCard program on the web portal. Thanks for being okay. Where's the other information? Users who have zero refund amount, right? This I thought was weird. If you already got your refund or you're already ROI'd and they determined you weren't due a refund, he's still going to get 20%. Users have zero refund amount. 20% of what, though? 20% of your initial. I don't know what this 20% was. I forget if he even explained that. Let's see. Extra column showing the total amount would be rolled. Right. Okay. Did you was your money off, Bob? I mean, are you due a refund and it showed you like an extra 20%, or like mine, it was like an extra 80%? That whole peg thing is what worries me on exchanges. Not sure how the peg is going to be defended. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some more questions need to be answered. Optimus, yeah, Optimus also. Yep, I'm an Optimus, and it's just I know the price isn't great. It just keeps kind of going down. It went up to $1 and then now it's down to like 85 cents or something, I think. Did you guys get into Optimus 4? Oh, looking forward to OPT 4. So OPT 4 is out, right? It's running. Here it is here. It bounced up and down a little bit, and then it's kind of flatlined basically at $1.20. Now, the interesting thing here is the bridge, right? They said there's going to be a bridge that you're going to be able to take advantage of arbitration. So you should be able to go one for one your OPT3 token to OPT4. So if you can get in at 85 cents, and basically I what I'm assuming is that you're going to be able to benefit at $1.20 if you were able to do that right now, if you were just to roll it over into OPT4. I think that's what he was talking about. I'm not exactly sure. I've never done arbitrage as in crypto or in general. Not an OPT4 yet, waiting for the bridge. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. I really thought there was going to be a mass exodus out of OPT3 in order for people to buy, but it doesn't look like that really happened. 3 as well. Yeah. I'm just sitting. Really, I'm just sitting and waiting. I mean, my let's see. Let's go Optimus. Wish they had a dark mode. This thing is blinding. Go account, connect wallet. And 442. So I'm still, I mean, I started at like 500. I'm still down like $200. So I have nothing to do but to wait. Right? There's nothing else I can do. I can keep throwing money in it, but I'm not going to do that at this point. But this thing keeps paying, 1% every day, no problems. Man, drip. I don't know if you guys are into drip, but I know drip has absolutely tanked in the last, let's see, coin market cap. Hey. Dog's barking. Let's see. Watch list. Where's drip? Here's drip. Drip, yeah. If you were into drip, and somebody was asking me, I don't know, like a month ago, if I was going to get into drip, and I thought about it, but I've been looking at the price, and this is not a good chart, right, for the last month. I don't know what's going to happen. I know I think there's a 2.0 coming out or something like that. Here's a 3-month chart. It is nothing but on a downward spiral. 1 year. Man, it was $160. Holy cow. And we're now sitting at $1.77. It's crazy. Thinking it was pegging off his own money. He apparently has a lot of family money. Who really knows? Yeah, he said he was going to sell some of his Bitcoin. Yeah, he did say that. He did say, he's funding basically this whole V2 situation, and did, blame some community members for reaching out to the MEXC and whatever other exchange he has his the crypto wallets on, and now somehow they're freezing his money, not allowing him to move it. So I don't know. Is that true? Who knows? I don't think we'll ever know. Heard you arbitrage with the bridge. I got in. Yeah, me too, Tim. I got in probably the same time you did. Right at the height. We thought, of course, it was going to go higher, but it didn't. Had some issues. Why not keep buying OPT3 until the bridge? Yeah, that's a good idea. I just don't have extra funds just sitting aside, and if I did, honestly, I'm probably throwing it into XRP. You're in that. Hog sounds like the play. Yeah. If you can keep DCAing your way in, and that bridge really does work like they said it's going to work, which I don't know. I mean, you buy for 85 cents and then you roll it over and all of a sudden it's worth $1.20. I don't, like I said, I've never done that. So it sounds a little strange to me. It sounds too easy, or maybe too good to be true. So if you guys have done any arbitrage trading like that, but this is rolling it into a completely different token. So I'm not sure how that's supposed to work, but we'll find out. And that's supposed to come out when? Let's see. Let me get on my Telegram here. Go into Optimus. Optimus 4 currently trading. Still trading at a discount. 89 cents a Polygon. Okay. I just want to see what date is it. Okay, OPT4 is now live on Binance Chain. Optimus 4 launched on Binance Chain. The price of $1.20. BUSD pool on Pancake Swap gives the contract address. I don't see that. I don't remember the date. So I'll check it out. I don't know, after this. We'll see what's going to happen with it. Looks like you only need another 9,500 for the You know, I like the guy, and I mean, he puts out good content. He seems very intelligent, and I'm sure he's good at doing what he's doing. But yeah, when he announced he needed 4,000 tokens to be part of his group, his private group. That was when it was at $1.50. So, and I'm thinking I have to have $6,000 worth of his token in order to join his group. And obviously that wasn't going to happen. $6,000. I wouldn't, if I had $6,000, I wouldn't put it into OPT3. Let's just say that. I'm trying to be more cautious now with this lengthened crypto winter, and put it into stuff I know that's going to really take off, I think, once the bull run comes. Truth seekers. Yeah, that is a very interesting one. I'm going to do a video on truth seekers. I really like what they're doing. And, that wallet watcher feature, I think is going to be a big hit, right? If you pay your $10 a month and then you just set up, however many wallets you want to watch and get alerts on that are going to alert you. Basically, once something seems off, you're going to get an alert. And they said there's a lot of situations where you can get an alert, an hour to, several hours before something bad is going to happen, or the project is failing, or they're trying to withdraw all the funds or a large portion of the funds, and that will notify you that there's an issue and you need to at least take a look at it. Thanksgiving is whack. Why is that, Sniff? Thanks for showing up, Sniff. I appreciate the support on this Thursday. What day is it? It is Thanksgiving. That's what day it is. Fried chicken is better. So you're saying fried chicken is better than turkey. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm going to agree. I did not do a turkey this year. I'm tired of having turkey. It's super hard. Some people are natural at cooking it. Me, for the most part, it's going to turn out dry. Maybe it's got overcooked. And then, I like the dark meat, and sometimes that's undercooked, and it's just a mess. And it doesn't really taste that great. I'd take fried chicken over turkey. I smoked a tri-tip this year. And then we had just a small, turkey breast that we cooked in the oven. So, I'll take my smoked tri-tip over turkey every day. Hey, Sniff. So does anybody else know anything about truth seekers? Let's see. Where are they at? Truth seekers. Here we go. So Truth Seekers is an auditing company, and I think they're really just going to be kind of in the DeFi space. And then the wallet watcher, situation they're going to have, I think, is really going to be, it's really going to be popular. I think that it's going to take off. And I didn't know, I was listening to a video earlier today that, what's the one big audit company? What are they called? Damn it. Now I'm drawing a blank. What is it called? Anybody know? What's it called? What's the big Certic? I'm sorry. Certic. Certic is worth like $2 billion. Like they have a $2 billion valuation. It's insane. They were on a couple of videos the Drip guy had. Okay, yeah. And I watched that. The Drip, the guy has a Drip channel. He's good. He sings well too. Obviously, I think he used to be a Christian singer or a religious singer in the past, and then he started doing some videos for that, and then he kind of transitioned over into crypto. Certic, yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, so I guess they're have a huge valuation on their company, which I didn't know. I don't know what do they have that's worth that. I know that they're extremely busy, and I think on the video they said they had like a 2-month backlog to get an audit done. But these guys are going to start their own audit, and I believe they were also. I think the guy also was mentioning, hey, stablefund needed to reach out to truth seekers to maybe have them do their audit. because stablefund did say that they were going to have their contracts audited, which doesn't help, I think, on our end, because it doesn't really say anything about the honesty or the validity of the money part of it. It's just basically stating that there aren't any major flaws in the contracts itself. But I don't know if they would even KYC Michael, if he would ever do that. I doubt he would ever do that. Request, review, remedy, release. Yeah, so that's just your steps of the audit. And I think most audits are fairly similar in what they're looking for. Back doors and obviously contract issues that are going to cause things to kind of hang up. Let's see. Certic. Oh, here we go. Certic alone is now valued at over $1 billion in market cap. But I see that begs the question: what is valuable? What do they have that's valuable? The Truth token, that's going to be their native token. You're going to buy, you can buy NFTs, and if you get NFT, I believe you're also going to get some sort of profit sharing deal with them. I don't want to go through everything right now, but I think they have somebody who used to work for Ethereum or the Ethereum Foundation on their team. So I'm sure they got some very smart individuals who have some great experience. But I don't know about getting in on the pre-sale. Now's not a great time for pre-sales. We saw that with MetaMonkey, and it hasn't gotten any better. So, I mean, hopefully they do well. They seem like really nice guys. Obviously they're docs. They're out there in the open. Everybody can know, check them out and do some research on them. Charbroil infrared oilless fryer. Yes, I've tried to burn a turkey cooks free. Yes. So actually I've had that exact same apparatus, the Charbroil infrared oilless fryer. I used to have that when I lived in California in Huntington Beach, and the turkeys turn out fantastic. But again, actually I cooked a pork butt also in there, and it turned out excellent as well. Crazy, right? Apparently they dig deeper than Certic. Yeah, hopefully they do. And this is what I think a lot of new projects going forward, in order to really get traction and to get the trust of the communities that they're trying to build, they're going to have to go through something like, Truth Seekers, where they're going to dig in and maybe ask them the tough questions. Obviously, KYC, the developers, I don't believe that's not a requirement. But maybe it is. I don't know. I think all the major players in crypto are actors reading scripts. It could be, right? All the world is a stage. That's what they say. And money will control everything. So all the people with all of the money have all of the control. Unfortunately, that's just that is the way of the world. Hey, Drew, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, if not, then happy Thursday. Hopefully your day is going well. I thought I'd just pop on and I don't normally do a midday or a midweek stream. I thought I'd just hop on and see what people are up to. If somebody's busy or are not busy, they're bored, just sitting around at home, waiting for their extended family to leave. I thought I was going to have some guests on here, some part of the team, but I don't think. I'm assuming nobody's available. Let me check my Telegram here. Yeah, I don't have any messages, so I'm assuming everybody is busy or they're in a food coma right now. I just ate about an hour ago, so I'm not really. I didn't stuff myself. I don't usually do that anymore, because it takes too long to get over. But what, Drew? What'd you have for if you celebrated Thanksgiving? What'd you have? All right, what was your food of choice? Hey, Drew. You know what's funny? I'm going to ask this question. Okay. How many of you guys out there, girls, have macaroni and cheese? I am 52 years old. Okay. So that's, let's say 40 plus Thanksgivings that I can remember. I have never once had macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving. Not one time. So I don't know if that's a South thing or if that's an East Coast thing, or I just missed all of the places. I like macaroni and cheese, but it's never been, I don't associate that with Thanksgiving meals. Green bean casserole. Yep. Love green bean casserole. I've had that many times. Now that I'm a grown up and I'm out of my parents' house and I've got my own kids, we just do our own thing, whatever we like. And normally it's a turkey. And then, my wife will make homemade mashed potatoes and gravy, and we'll have, the pies and, crescent rolls or whatever. But we don't do the huge spread like you see in the movies, and maybe like you guys do. We're just not into that. It always seemed to be too much food. Then some of it goes to waste. Although I will say, and I'm going to admit, leftover turkey sandwiches, with some gravy on them, are pretty good. The next day while you're watching football or over the weekend. So I will admit that. But mac and cheese is just not one of those things I've ever associated with Thanksgiving. You had some today, Tim. Don't usually have mac and cheese, but your niece made it. Okay. All right. Yeah, it just seems one of those weird things. I don't know if that's a certain part of the country deal or what. I just missed out, apparently, because I do like mac and cheese. So what else is going on out there in your world? What's going to happen this week? Any major news coming out? Have you guys been watching this BitBoy Crypto versus Kevin O'Leary drama going on? It's quite entertaining. Obviously Kevin O'Leary has a ton of money. He was backing FTX with Sam Bankman-Fried. He said that was one of the only places that he trusted or that you could trust to put your money. And unfortunately, that was not correct because, we saw what happened. And he also said that he would put money with SBF again if he opened up another exchange, which to me seemed just outright crazy to make a statement like that. Now, why would you do that? I mean, unless he's being threatened or is some sort of blackmail, I don't. And I think that's what BitBoy Crypto was kind of alluding to. Like, what kind of a lunatic would lose all of his money by a shady? I'm going to assume there was a lot of laws being broken on what FTX was doing. And then Sam Bankman-Fried turned around and tried to blame his ex-girlfriend, who was running the Alameda Research company, which was basically the trading arm of FTX, which was also owned by Sam Bankman-Fried. So it's just a whole huge mess. And then you find out that his parents bought $121 million worth of real estate in the Bahamas, more than likely coming from, loans given by FTX that were probably not going to get paid back. And then the parents, I think, also came out and said that, they've been trying to give these properties back to FTX for a year. So I think they know there's some drama coming for him. SBF had so many influential people on his side. It's amazing. Yes. And I know I mentioned this before, but I'm dumbfounded by the absolute lack of investigation by anybody who put money in, right? You have Kevin O'Leary, who's a huge investor. I mean, he's one of those guys that people look to out there, for advice. And you think people like Tom Brady and probably not him personally. He has an agent who is going to bring him deals. But don't you think somebody would walk into a building, walk into a headquarters or an office and say like, hey, you want me to associate my name with your company. Can I talk to your board of directors? Can I get a list of people who are in charge? Can I talk to your accountants or attorneys, and do this due diligence? The guy that walked in to take over once the bankruptcy happened, and basically in order to facilitate, the bankruptcy, trying to figure out what went on, where all the bad actors are, where the money went to. He said it was so obvious that this was a poorly run company, by inexperienced, unprofessional people, that he had never seen anything like it in all his life. And he does this as a living. He goes into bankrupt companies and tries to, figure out all the information, where all the money went and how to get creditors paid and stuff like that. So it's amazing. And you're telling me Kevin O'Leary never walked in to their offices and said, hey, I want to talk to your board of directors. I want to talk to somebody. I just want to make sure everything's on the up and up, and that my money and my name isn't being used for something really, really stupid. But I mean, obviously he didn't do that. His family, yes, his family is very well connected. Obviously a lot of political connections there, which is why FTX is in the Bahamas, right? They're an offshore company, but he filed bankruptcy in the US. So, and why did he do that? Presumably to be protected, because he has very high level political friends out there, and his family does as well. So I think he thinks, he's going to be just fine. And he's just going to be able to say, oh, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I really feel bad. It was just, a couple of poor judgment, trades that maybe happened, but we know that's not the truth. It was absolute fraud and theft. And hopefully he gets put in prison. She did mention the 22 market that unleashed the sharks. I wonder what was that? Pretty sure SBF has an Israeli dual. Oh, gotcha. Dual citizenship. Yeah, I'm sure he does. But if his business is located in the Bahamas and not in the U.S., I don't understand how you can file bankruptcy in a country where your business is not even located. I mean, he has assets here, of course, but his business is listed as a Bahamian company. Mark that unleashed the sharks. Yeah. Same with Mashinsky. Yeah, there's a lot of bad actors out there. I bet all those people ask those kind of questions. Yeah. Yeah, there's just going to be, I'm sure, several investigations. I heard Ripple is going after parts of. Yeah, and I wonder what parts they're going to go after. What kind of assets are still out there that aren't going to get liquidated in order to pay people back, in order to pay the creditors. This is bankruptcy. So I did read that also, and I know Binance was thinking about that also as well, or CZ. So who knows what's going to happen with it? But I'm glad I didn't have my money in FTX. Again, a centralized exchange. Get your money off of these centralized exchanges, people. What needs to happen? Who's next? Gemini, I think, is probably going to end up filing for bankruptcy as well, unless they get some sort of a bailout. So that's going to be the next domino to fall. If we only had a company like Truth Seekers go out there and investigate FTX prior to everybody putting their money in. So I want to know, how did the token FTT start? Because what I was reading is that basically they came up with a token and they just arbitrarily gave it value and then borrowed against it. And so they were putting it up as collateral, but it really wasn't backed by anything. So they were putting up basically nothing as collateral to borrow billions of dollars in order to get things started. So I don't know. There's a lot more pieces to this pie. And I'm definitely going to be following and doing some more videos on it. But, damn. If I can just make a token and then just pretend like it has value and then start borrowing against it, putting it up as collateral. I mean, that's, what, we should do that. Let's get together. Let's get together and do that. That sounds like a great idea. It's a good way to go to jail. You and I do it, we're in prison for sure. Right. Sam, he does it. Yeah. He'd probably get a slap on the wrist. Printed their own money. Kind of like SFUSD. Yeah. Yeah. That's oh geez, wait a minute. Sniff says, when I bought my iPhone 12 in 2020, the FTX app, really? I have an iPhone also. I don't recall FTX being installed on mine. Huh. And they just came out in 2019 is when FTX started. But they got real big real quick. And I think at the top of their game, they were valued at like $40 billion or something crazy. And I think probably less than half of that money was real. You know how you can shuffle money around? Somebody else was explaining how some companies kind of, and they call it, cook their books. Basically, if you have multiple arms of a company, you can move this money around and then get a snapshot of the financial situation, on that day. Like, hey, this is This is today's balance sheet for one division, and then the next day, you just move that money over to another division, and then they take a snapshot. So it looks like all of the divisions have their own money, but really there's only one set of money. Yeah, and that's how, unfortunately, that's how I think a lot of companies operate. But that's interesting, Sniff. I didn't know that was a pre-installed app. Hopefully you didn't use it. So crazy. It's crazy times. What going on today with, let's see. Let's get out of here. Let's go to MSN. Gosh, the violence out there is crazy. Let's see if there's any news today. Sam Bankman-Fried, like personal fiefdom. Yes. Here we go. Here's a good one. FTX like personal fiefdom as firm spent $300 million on luxury real estate. Yeah, so he was buying up properties and condos. I mean, like whole buildings of units for employees of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried treated like personal fiefdom as he and a handful of associates looted the now defunct crypto exchange's coffers to fund an epic spending spree. $300 million splurge on Bahama real estate, lawyers claimed. FTX bankruptcy team detailed the wild spending under 30-year-old Bankman-Fried in a closely watched court hearing on Tuesday, revealing rampant mismanagement by top executives until the platform collapsed with more than $1 billion in client funds missing. Right. So there are funds missing that they obviously can't account for because I believe they sent them to Alameda Research for high leverage trading, and then they ended up losing a lot of those funds. And they probably just took, I mean, this is just me spitballing, but I'm sure they just spent money like it was never going to end. Attorneys say the $300 million spent on real estate was mostly used to buy mansions and beachfront vacation properties for Bankman-Fried and other senior executives. The purchases went undisclosed during months-long media blitz in which Scrifflin and Bankman-Fried, typically dressed in shorts, t-shirt, socially conscious benefactor for Democrats and progressive causes. Yeah. And you can see if you follow, basically just what happened, how it started, how the FTX started, and all that. It started in a bear market or a bull market, right? And so it's very easy to look like a genius, in a bull market when everything's going up, right? And I'm sure they thought it was never going to end. It was just an endless, money grab for them. Then have an extended bear market, that usually weeds out the people who don't know what they're doing. So now they're scrambling to parse FTX's slipshod accounting to uncover what happened to client holdings. The bankrupt entity has an estimated 1 million creditors with losses that could reach several $billion, right? That's the top 50 creditors alone are owed more than $3 billion. It's insane. Every time I read something like this, I'm thinking, no way did that happen. No way did that happen in real life. Like it's a story, but you're like, yeah, well, that did happen. That is real. Right? You think like this is stuff you see on TV, movies. I'm sure probably one or two of these mega yachts here, probably theirs as well. And yes, I'm jealous. I would love to have a mega yacht. Since before the bankruptcy proceedings, Mr. Bankman and Ms. Fried have been seeking to return the deed to the company and are awaiting further instructions. Oh, this is their parents that are talking about. The disclosure in Delaware court followed an earlier Reuters report revealing that Bankman-Fried's parents, Stanford law professors Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, were among those in FTX's circles who acquired luxury property in the Bahamas. So let's see. They co-signed. Report cited Bankman and Fried co-signed the deed for a beach house in the exclusive Old Fort Bay gated community. Property was identified as a vacation home for the family. When confronted with the records, a spokesperson for the parents said they intend to return the property. Since before the bankruptcy, Mr. Fried had been seeking to return. Since before the bankruptcy, so now they're just trying to cover themselves, right? In total, 19 properties, total value of $121 million. A unit of FTX bought 7 beachfront condos for nearly $72 million. This is crazy. It's just crazy stuff. I mean, that's a nice view. Wouldn't mind that. So yeah, so all that property is going to have to get returned, probably liquidated. Somebody's going to get a good deal, and they're going to have to start figuring out how to start paying people back. Whatever they can, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to end up losing a lot of money. They're never going to get it back. That's the sad part. Last week, Wall Street Journal reported Bankman-Fried cashed out $300 million in 2021 just after FTX closed a $421 million fundraising round. At the time, he reportedly portrayed the cash grab to investors as a partial reimbursement for buying out Binance's stake. So I'm assuming they didn't know how to do accounting, right? They didn't have a real accountant. They were just spending money hand over fist again, like it was never going to end. Yep, valued at $40 billion. That's what I thought I read. U.S. and international properties numbers highlight stunning firm's downfall into bankruptcy following sudden liquidity crunch earlier this month. So they saw this coming. I mean, obviously the liquidity crunch happened over a period of time, and they just couldn't figure out how to stop it. How to fix it, because they had run the company so poorly. Nah, good Sniff. Happy man. Hey, happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving, or happy, Thursday if you don't. Good evening, sirs. I appreciate you showing up, Happy man. Always a pleasure to have you. Happy man. Hello, Tim. Thanksgiving to all you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully you're having a good day with family or friends or both. I like to keep it nice and private here. For holidays, it's me, my wife, and my two sons. Fortunate to have them here. One is off to college, but he's just like 3.5 hours, 4 hours away from here. So he comes back to visit, once in a while. So it's not too bad. But yeah, very blessed. This is one of those days, right, where you're supposed to think about the things you're thankful for. And it's, we don't do that often enough, I'm sure. But I am very thankful, for the life I have. I have a great family. My kids are awesome. I was blessed. I don't know how I got blessed with two boys, never been in trouble, straight A students, very responsible. I don't know. I'm sure they're going to screw up at some point, right? It's going to be something I'm going to have to be disappointed in them for, but I just haven't had anything yet. So yeah, I'm very thankful for family and for health. The situation I'm in, I got a nice house and a decent job, and I have no complaints. I really don't. I can't complain. There's a lot of people out there who have way, way less and who are still happy. So, and then there's a lot of people out there who are suffering, and it's, so there's no reason to take advantage or to overlook the advantages we have, some of us have out here. Family is a safe haven. Yes, sir, it is. How about them Packers? This reminds me, I've got a buddy I work with who is a huge Packers fan, but he is not happy this year. Why? Because the Packers suck. Aaron Rodgers is terrible this year. I don't know what happened. He just fell off a cliff. But yeah, family is a safe haven. I do appreciate you being here, Happy man. You guys are my crypto family, right? And I've got some buddies out there who we talk to in the crypto space. And I'm thankful for that as well. But what else do you guys want to chat about? Yeah, I didn't really have any plans. I just wanted to come on and just say hi to everybody and see what's going on. The market's not awesome, right? Again, here are just some that I watch. Why is FTT going back? Is there some news that or somebody's just trying to trade off this token? But 15%, why is it up 15% today? Why don't I have CoinMarketCap? There has to be some sort of news going on. Maybe, are people just thinking, well, if somebody's going to bail them out and they're going to turn this thing around? I don't think they're going to use this token any longer. I don't think FTX is going to take off again, but people can speculate, I guess. Drew, easy shorts today. Yeah. Are you a trader, Drew? Drew, I am not a trader. I would love to learn how to do it, but I just don't think I have the time, and I probably don't have the patience. This doesn't really say anything. Well, hope you weren't shorting this one. Otherwise, you got wrecked. Let's see. XRP is holding strong, right? The market's been dipping, and XRP is just hanging in there. I think this is, I mean, it's number 7 right now. It's, you know, that it's always been since 2013, since when it came out or when it launched, it has never been outside the top 10. With all of the stuff going on, all the shade being thrown at it, all the hate, the SEC lawsuit, it's just hanging in there. This is why this is my biggest bag. I'm very bullish XRP. Yeah, started out by following other good traders. Okay, that's good. Do you do it as a hobby, or do you make full-time money with it? But yeah, I've learned how to trade. I mean, I've got MetaTrader 4. I set up an account, and I did some trading. On a demo account, and it was okay. But demo accounts can be kind of tricky because you're playing with fake money, so it makes it a little bit easier to take a little extra risk here and there because it's not real money. So you really have to play that demo account if you're ever going to learn how to trade for real. You have to, if you use a demo account, you really have to be careful and use it just like you would use it with real money. But it's hard to do because in the back of your mind it's not real money, so it may allow you to take other risks. And then when you get out and you start trading with actual money, like I did, you realize like you're gun shy. Like you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to lose my money. So you're missing trades. You're not following the plan that you set up for yourself. Like it's just, there's so much in your head you've got to get right before you do it. And not everybody can do it. It's a tough gig. So Drew, if you're making money, I applaud you. Full-time. Wow. Excellent. Are you just full-time? Is it just crypto? I mean, I'm sure you could do just crypto. I mean, crypto's volatile enough to trade, and it doesn't matter whether it's going up or down. You can make money, I know, on both sides. How many subscribers are you at now? Oh, and don't forget to say like, oh, yeah, I know. I always forget that. Okay, like and subscribe. If you're listening out there, please like and subscribe. I know you can't comment on here unless you're a subscriber. That keeps kind of the scammy people out. Or I guess they can subscribe and then, throw some scammy comments up here and then just dip out. But I'm at almost 1,300. I think I'm at 1,280 something right now, 1,285, 1,282. But yeah, I got monetized. So for those of you out there who didn't know that, that's now a thing on my channel, it's crazy to think about. I started this 6 months ago, and I got my 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 plus subscribers. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting me, getting me to this point. Right, it's not really any money to speak of. It's just one more step, in that process. I'm real goal here is to get to 10,000 subscribers and really build a solid channel. And you guys have definitely helped me. I appreciate it. Real stake, start out small, practice risk. Yes. Risk management is everything. And stick to your plan, because hunches and have a feelings and things like that don't belong in trading. It should be, the stuff I was doing, was in Forex, and it's just very cut and dry. It hits this level. You see these indicators on the chart, these events happen in whatever fashion and whatever it is you're doing. It has to be this exact same every time. You don't take extra chances. You don't have gut feelings, right? That is not a thing in trading. But good for you, Drew. That's awesome to hear. I know there are good traders out there that can make full-time money. Maybe I'll reach out to you someday and maybe get some tips from you. Maybe I'll start trading it. I doubt I will. It's time consuming, and with the YouTube channel and it's just there isn't any time. Are there any of you use JetBot service platform? I am not using any JetBot. Bots are fascinating. I just don't. I haven't heard a lot of great things about it. And you can put them out there and make a little bit of money maybe. But I don't know. Maybe there's some people out there who are making real good money with bots. Well on the way. Yes, I am, and I do appreciate that. I see 10K subs on your account soon. I appreciate that. Happy man. Always throwing out the positive vibes. Love it. Got to go, Sean. Take care. Hey, Tim, I appreciate you sharing some of your Thanksgiving, some of your holiday day with me and the rest of the crypto family here. But you take care and have a great night and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully you got a nice long weekend. You'll make 10K subs in no time. Yeah, I appreciate that. And you know what's funny is that this is, the grind is this is a bear market, right? It makes it much, much more difficult to pick up subs and to, get any kind of traction because people hate, bear markets and they, sit around too long and then they're just out of the market altogether and they don't even want to watch anything. ASMR fan. Hello. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you, you joining me. Hopefully you and Austin and your kids had a great Thanksgiving. I'm sure you cooked fantastic and fabulous food. I appreciate the support. Yes, seriously. Thanks for doing this tonight. Yeah, not a problem. I probably need to do more. I just, I still have that. How do I say it? There's still like a small confidence issue. And like, well, why, I don't need to go and live stream, that often. But it is good. And if I reverse that on myself, I like to watch other people's live streams, and I'll get in and I'll chat and I'll say hi and make some comments, and that's fun for me. So why wouldn't it be, cool for other people? If you like my content, why not? Good bot platform from Austria called Trality. Okay. Are you into bots, Happy Man? I mean, trading bots, that is. Yes, super full bellies. Hope you guys are having a great day. Yes, me and the family are. Had a smoked tri-tip today. And just the wife, my two sons, and my oldest son's girlfriend came over. He got to go do the dual parents thing. So her parents are split. So he had to go make the rounds. So basically he had three different Thanksgiving dinners. He's quite full. Hey, what's the weather there? What's the weather here? Well, I'm in Idaho. I'm in the Treasure Valley, and the weather is probably 30. It's probably 30 degrees right now. It was kind of warmish today. I think it got to 40. But it's, it's just straight up winter for us. Let me check my weather app here. It is, well, it's 28 degrees right now. Looks like it's going to get down to 25, and then we're pretty much in the 40s, 20s to 40s until next week, and then we're in the teens. Oh, it looks like next Saturday. Ooh, yikes. I better put up my Christmas lights this weekend because next Saturday looks like it's going to be 11. So that'll be fun. I'm not a cold weather guy, by the way. I tell everybody my hands usually ended up going numb in October, and I don't get my feeling back until like April. So I don't have a lot of fun in the cold weather. My wife loves it. So we're quite opposite. We're really going to have to work on how we're going to retire because I want the beach, she wants the mountains or a horse property, farm or a ranch. And I don't want that. I want beach and I want water. I want fishing and scuba diving, and Mai Tais and that kind of stuff. That's me. That's what I like. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. Fortunately, I got a few years left, unless XRP takes off, and then then I'm gone. Well, so what else is out there that's worthy? FTX is depressing. The market isn't doing that great. I still want to know what's going on with FTT token because it's pumping right now. Let's see. mmai. Hopefully you guys caught my MetaMonkey AI walkthrough video that I did with the metaverse, which was really cool. I don't know if I could do it. I'm not sure if I could set it up on here. It may slow my computer down. I had to test my video card out. So my video card is, I got a Vega 56, an AMD, and it is maxed out. When I'm on the in the metaverse at 60 frames a second and on high detail, that thing is maxed. So I did have to check the settings today just to make sure I'm not going to burn up my computer. And it looks like I'm about at my limit with that. So I may be upgrading my GPU here in the near future. Looking into bot trading, and Trality came out on top. Simple setups. I've never really investigated bot trading. Again, that's just one more thing I really don't have time for. Although I would, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I probably would look into bot trading, because that's obviously you're looking for an easier way to take care of trading if that's what you're into, and you've got a little extra money on the side and you want to set it up and see what happens. But knowing my luck, I would probably not set it up right and lose money. But hopefully you do well. Get into it. Let me know. Take us on the journey with you. Sniffed away. Most feel about Hex is how I feel about Hex. So are you a Hex? You a Hexican? Because I know most people I know are very bullish on XRP. I did look into Hex. I don't. How do I phrase this? I respect Richard Hart, but I don't like him. He's very grating on your nerves. Grating. That's not a good thing. But I do respect him in that he's intelligent. I think his marketing was done well, and he is very straightforward, which I like, because that's the kind of guy I am. Right. If you don't like me, I want you to tell me that. Right. I want you to tell me that you don't like me so that I can adjust what I'm doing based on all the information. So he's somebody who's definitely just going to tell you like it is. And I respect that kind of a person. But he's not a very good face of that project. I'm in Prosperity Gem Mining. PGM. Yes. And I know Quality Crypto, who I know it's too late for him to be on the live stream here tonight, because he's in England and it's the middle of the night there. So he's probably sleeping right now. I know he's big into that as well. To me, it's just it could be a good platform. But it's another one that I know it's not going to be around forever. I think once we get a bull run, a lot of these things are going to go away and people are going to kind of dip back into the blue chips. Sniff C. Okay, so Viva la Hexican. La Hexico. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, look I don't wish anything bad on Hex. I hope it does very well. All right. If that does well, it also helps the rest of the crypto market. But the Hexicans, the cult mentality that's going on over there, I didn't like that as well, even though that's, you really can't do anything about it. You just get a bunch of people together and they get a little crazy and they get a little overzealous on their project. And, of course we know a couple of those, right? Saitama, Terrarium, that can be very culty. And if you dare to say anything critical, they're jumping all over you. But hopefully Hex does well. Like I said, I don't like to see any crypto project do poorly. Hey, finally made it to a Crypto Overlord. Finally made it to a live chat and on Thanksgiving, nonetheless. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the support. Made it to a live. Yep. Now you're somebody. You made it on my live stream. I do appreciate you being here. I really had I have no plan of what I was going to talk about or what the topic's going to be. It's like, hey, let's just jump on. And I thought maybe some of the team members on MetaMonkey were going to jump on too, but I'm sure they're busy stuffing their faces and maybe taking naps at this point or just watching football. I'm hoping Rebus will melt faces. I don't know what Rebus is. Oh, Rebus is on, there you go. So you already answered my question. Rebus is on Cosmos. Huh. What is Rebus? Is it Rebus? Rebus. Rebus crypto. Right. This is it. Rebus. Is this it, Sniff? Let's see. What are you going to do? Investment in crypto assets is bound to grow. Naturally, more people are turning to their traditional financial institutions. Crypto service to be available. Assist in building the best crypto products possible. Rebus. Yep. Rebus. That's where we come in. Okay, so they're gonna. I'm not gonna play that. Rebus airdrop countdown to the Rebus coin distribution airdrop. Regulated investment platform that uses native utility coin Rebus to allow the channel of asset managers and other financial institutions to manage and sell DeFi instruments. Okay, so are they basically kind of presenting themselves as a bank? It says they're regulated investment platform. Is this regulated in the US? Place an order, smart contract deployed, payout requests, funds transferred. Huh. Interesting. There are so many projects out there that I've never heard of. Happy Man with a $4.90. I don't real. I'm not sure what is the. I appreciate whatever it is. I really, really appreciate it, man. It's not necessary, but thank you. That's super kind of you. Always good to have you here, man. And your positivity, I do enjoy it. I really do. Is that a yeah? What's the monetary? Where is it from? That's what I'm trying to ask. You got me tongue tied. But super sticker, thank you. Sniff, yes. Okay, that's it. Got a decent airdrop from Rebus and have been compounding ever since. Okay. Team is doxed. All right. I like doxed teams. And that's one of those things, right? And we can talk and we can argue back and forth on whether it's relevant or not to have a doxed team. But I'm somebody who believes that that only helps, right? Doxing the team only helps the project and helps the trust factor. I mean, it looks legit. They got a good website. It's good flow to it. I'll have to go and read it. Obviously, it looks like they've been around for more than a year now, year and a half maybe. So is this something that you're staking and you're able to compound and make more? Why should you stake? Oh yeah, that says right here. Just answered my question again. A new take. This looks like a lot to cover here. Rebus. Well, let me put that in my favorites here. And that way I can get to it and take another look at it. Interesting. This is another good reason to have live streams, right? You get more information. It gives me other content possibly I can do videos on. Yep, Brazilian real. Not much, but your words are like gems. I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna blush. I'm gonna turn red now. I really do appreciate it. It doesn't matter how much it is. It's I appreciate the sentiment. That's what means something to me. This whole what do you call it, monetization thing? I'm still figuring out. I know YouTube doesn't really pay a lot, for their for views. You get paid like per 1,000 views, and it's X number of dollars. And I think I've made like $10 so far. So I'm not going to be quitting my job anytime soon. I agree. Docs teams are a plus because at least you can put a face to who takes your money. Yeah. And I think that is the opposite side of why people don't docs, or a good reason why they don't docs. And I know they like to use security, and I don't want people coming out, but yeah, I don't find that a valid argument. If you go out and start a business and you're asking people for money out in the real world, right, a brick and mortar, and people come in, they're going to want to know who owns the place, right? It depends on the kind of business you're in, but they want to know who's the owner. You can't just say, oh, we're secret. You can't know who I am. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And I know people like to argue it. I don't want my family to get threatened. And, but basically, I think for the most part, they're making an assumption that their project may not make it, and they don't want to be really held accountable for that. Sniff, thanks for bringing up Rebus. We'll look into. Okay, yeah, happy man. Yeah, I'm going to look into them too and see if there's something there. There are thousands and thousands of crypto projects out there that are probably good, well-intentioned, well-managed businesses They just don't get any playtime, right? Like how did you hear about Rebus? Unless maybe you were into the Cosmos chain, and this pops up, but you really have to be looking for stuff like this. And is this kind of like what's the LCX? There's the LCX platform, I think, that's trying to become like a crypto bank. Yeah, no problem. Yep. So this is just another one. Learn platform community app. Oh, there's going to be an app. Yep. I'll just indiscriminately just click yes, I agree. Don't even read it. Okay. Airdrop stakes. Okay, so this is just where you're staking and you're holding basically the wallet. What's good on YouTube? Well, looks like is this today? Looks like Larry was having a Thanksgiving special. I didn't realize that. Could have popped onto his and said hi. XRP, stablefund. You can see the kind of stuff I look at. This is going to be telling, right? This is these are all the videos that I like to see. Anything regarding XRP, XLM, stablefund, of course. Here's Quality Crypto's video. Go check him out. He does good content. And Crypto Mischief. I want to know, some of these guys, here's a tough one, right? Some of these guys can get away with just doing nothing but Ponzi type projects, and I'm not going to say promoting them, but covering them. And you can get a lot of subscribers if you do this real degen Ponzi stuff that's promises 8% a day and all this crazy stuff. You can get a lot of people to watch, right? Because that excites people, right? That's an exciting, hey, I can get, they don't want to admit in the back of their head that like it's probably a Ponzi scheme and they're going to take my money. It's it's the Vegas effect. Everybody wants to go to Vegas, have a good time, but nobody wants to lose money. But going there, in the back of your head, you're going to lose money, right? There's a chance you win some money, but for the most part, you're gonna walk out of there with less money than when you started. But that's the excitement, right? We're humans. We want that adrenaline rush. So when you have some of these guys, I mean, he's a nice guy, and I've watched some of his stuff, but he does a lot of. And I'm not saying Furo is a Ponzi scheme, okay, just because he's covering that, but it's channels like that do a lot, and it makes you think. Like, what are you, at the end of the day, what are you really getting out of it? And I know a lot of them put their referral links, in the videos so that you can join, and then they get extra money on these platforms. That's usually the only people making money. But be careful with that stuff, right? This is degen stuff. This is gambling. You could make money, but you're probably going to lose it. And I tell myself that every time I throw crypto out there. And my wife does the same thing. She knows once I spend it in crypto, like it's probably not coming back. So yeah, so that's the content I watch. What's interesting? What content? Obviously, you guys are watching YouTube because you're on my live stream right now. What other content besides crypto do you watch? Right now, I look at this stuff all the time. Now, I have a regular job, so I can't really look at it at work. But when I'm home, I watch video after video after video, trying to get some new information, learn things, AMAs, and then I'll go and look up some articles on maybe CoinDesk or whatever to try to get some more info on that. And sometimes it's exhausting. And I'll like to watch camping videos of just one guy who goes out in the woods and he builds himself a cabin, a small primitive cabin with a fireplace, and he's just basically just existing out there for a while. Maybe catching his own food. So I don't know. For some reason that interests me. Even though I would never do that myself. But that's the kind of stuff that I watch to decompress from all of the crypto that's rolling around in my head. Crypto Empire latest vid shows how to get the Starknet airdrop. Crypto Empire. Do I know? I don't know if I know Crypto Empire. I can't type. Keyboard is too far away. Okay. Let's see. Crypto Empire. Oh, I've not subscribed to him. StarkNet airdrop. There it is. How to get the StarkNet airdrop. Never even heard of StarkNet. Again, I don't even know if I've seen this guy's channel, which is strange. You think you know everything. You think you know everything. All right, I'm going to subscribe to him because he's got a crypto channel. I have to subscribe to all of them, right? I'm subscribed to 180, 190 something channels right now. It's a lot of content to watch. Not all of it crypto, but most of it is. That's him.
We dominate the crypto market. This video will be a step-by-step
So it must be in the US.
How to get the StarkNet token airdrop for when it is released. So if
I don't hear an accent.
Be sure to stick with me until the end of the video.
Okay, I'll go back and watch just to see what StarkNet is. Again, one of those, this is where, there are thousands and thousands of projects out there that you're just never going to know about, and most people won't know about. And did you know, and I do argue with people about this all the time, that hey, there I am. Hey, there I am. That's funny. That crypto, how big would crypto be if there were no social media, right? If there was no YouTube or Twitter, how would crypto get around, right? You don't, unless you're one of the mega companies, unless you're a crypto.com or a Binance, right? Or FTX, of course, like, when it was good. Are all these degen plays, all of the meme coins, and all of even some that are in the top 100, right? How is anybody ever going to hear about them? Because they don't advertise, right? I think it's us, it's me and it's you guys out there who are watching content and asking questions. Sniff, he's a good dude. Okay. All right. From New Jersey. All right. Yeah. From Jersey. And he's a good dude. I'm joking. A stereotype, right? I'm from the west side of the country, and there's just a stereotype. I think people from Jersey just aren't good people, aren't nice. Maybe not good people, but not nice people. But that's just a stereotype, right? Whenever you go to New York, somebody goes to New York and they live in California, right? You just think it's just one massive city. The whole state is just one massive city, but the city is a very, very, very tiny part of New York, and New York on a whole is a very, very nice area. Lots of trees and mountains and hills and very good, geography wise, very pretty. And if you go to California, right, it's not all beaches, right? And it's not all desert, right? There's a whole different ecosystem at the top of the state to the bottom of the state, right? But we do have our prejudices. And Jersey is one of those. You say you're from Jersey, I think you're a jerk. That's just what I think for some reason, right? Even though I clearly, it's just a stereotype. Not true. If there were no social media, I bet crypto would get around via cell phone providers. Okay, like you mentioned, like the FTX app was pre-installed on your iPhone 12. It could be, or these companies would have to actually figure out a way to get out there and advertise. Or think about this. I know there's a lot of crypto, and I do say this often, and I have to explain to people in my real world that aren't into crypto to stop concentrating on what media says and the dollar amounts, that are thrown around, and that, the market's up and the market's down, and it's, these things are crashing, and because they don't look at the underlying blockchain technologies for a lot of these projects, just like XRP, you don't need to be worried about the price of it in order for the technology to work. And that's when people are concentrating on the wrong thing now. We need to get back into these things are supposed to hold some sort of utility for us, in the future, and make our lives better and easier, and move money faster, right? And help with accounting and inventory control and all of those things that are going to happen, that are already happening, that they don't ever talk about. They only talk about price action. Best weather I've experienced was in Iraq. Really? I know guys who were in Iraq, and they said it was very hot and very, very sandy. Very hot and very sandy. I don't think What was good about the weather in Iraq in 2003? Okay. So in Iraq, I think, let's see, where was I in 2003? So I was out of the Air Force at that time, and I did get a call. I do remember the Gulf War, the first Gulf War. I did get a call, and I was told to be ready because you can still be called back for so many years, right? And when you're in, like I was in the reserves at that time, so I could be called to go over, and they said, get ready, next time we call you, or we're gonna, you're gonna have to go somewhere. So fortunately, I never got the second call. I didn't have to go anywhere, but I was prepared in case I did need to. Fresno. All right, Fresno. Yeah, I've been through Fresno. What can I think about? I don't know. I can't remember anything about Fresno. I did live in Sacramento for, I don't know, maybe a year, just outside of Sacramento in a town, a nice town. Now I can't think of the name of it. You probably know where it's at, but Fresno, I don't know much about Fresno. Ever seen Waters Above Crypto? No, I have not. I have taken a crypto mastermind course with him, a different approach to crypto through gematria, astrology, and numerology. Deep Gnosis, also good TA using Wyckoff. Okay, I've heard of Wyckoff. The other stuff, astrology, numerology, and gematria, I've not heard of gematria. I've not heard of that. Don't know what that is. Waters Above Crypto, though, but I'll look at it. I was in Baghdad and the weather was perfect. Really cool breeze, no mosquitoes. Your prior got up to 115. Yeah. Yeah, I know it does get hot over there, but 75, I mean, that sounds fantastic. 75 degrees. You can't complain about that. No mosquitoes. Can't complain about that. I mean, the reason I'm assuming you were in the military? Just an assumption on my part. Jewish mysticism. Oh, is that what that is? Are you gematria? I'm probably not saying that right. Jewish mysticism. Okay. Mo Gotti. Hey, brother. How you doing? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Hopefully you are good on this Thursday, this Thanksgiving Thursday here in the U.S. and a few other countries around the world that celebrate it. Army. Okay, cool. Excellent. Appreciate your service. As all the other veterans and currently serving members of the military out there. Some of you guys had a tough job. I was in the Air Force, so I'm going to call it military light. So it wasn't the most difficult thing. Those really rough 6 weeks of basic training. That was tough. But I decided if I'm going to go in the military, I'm going to try to do it the nice way, right? Right after basic, I got set up in Colorado, where I did command and control for satellites, and honestly, it was plush. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I got my own room on base. We got when it was 4 feet of snow outside, I got escorted to my job and back by security detail because of the kind of job I had. So I was living the high life. I was just a young guy, single, living my best life. Should have stayed in it. Honestly, I should have just stayed and retired from it. Now I'm living in Arkansas. So big. Oh yeah. Yeah. Can you say humidity? Miss the ability to drive to the beach or mountains or even bite desert in a couple of hour drive. Yeah. Love it here though. Okay. Arkansas, huh? So you really like it there? It is. I've lived in Florida also. And the humidity is a big thing you have to get used to. And I'm pretty sure in Arkansas, it's also very humid. And I can get used to the humidity because I kind of like the heat. I'm more of a heat guy than a cold guy. But the bugs, whew, man, you get in those humidity, you get in the, some forested areas and, get a little swampy and man, the bugs can be crazy. Sorry I got here late. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hey, Mo, no worries, man. No worries. I appreciate you being here. It's nice we could share just a few moments of this holiday with the little crypto family here. My daughter is Air Force. Okay, cool, excellent. Yeah, I couldn't talk my boys into going to the Air Force or into the military, but I told them if you did want to go into the military, Air Force is a good way to go, right? But they're both very intelligent kids, so they I'm sure they make a good decision no matter what it was. I wanted to be a fighter pilot, but my eyesight said otherwise. I went to an Air Force base in Oman for R&R, and it was yeah. We had it good, right? And I'm sure they still have it good. You know, I had buddies who were in the Marines. You know, I was in an intelligence unit when I got out of the active duty in Portland, a search and rescue unit, and I was an intel guy. But they had, I knew some Marines and force recon kind of guys, and they tell me about their whole experience, right? Their training and stuff. And it's just, I'm like, ugh, that's rough. Like, you guys definitely earn the respect. And me, I'm office dude. I give briefings about missions to captains and majors and whatever. So yeah, air conditioning, I was all about that. About to retire from Air Force. Are you kidding? You're about to retire from the Air Force next week. Where have you been? That's cool. I often look back, and I don't like to have any regrets in my life, right? You make a decision and you just move on. But I got out of the military because I thought I knew better. The grass is always greener somewhere else. That was kind of my thing. Even though that's, I've come to find out over my life that that's not actually true. And I should have stuck with it. I would have retired 4 years ago, with 30 years in and doing whatever, right? Right. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. If I had to do it over again, I would have stayed. Met some fantastic people in the military. Met some a-holes too, of course. Got in a bar fight in Texas with a Marine. Fortunately, I had two of my friends with me, so I didn't get my ass kicked. Humidity isn't too bad most days. Yeah, but that's still that whole side of the country. Once you cross over onto the east portion, right? My kid was playing football in Iowa. And we fly into Minneapolis, and I think it was, I want to see, what month was it? It wasn't even one of the hot months, but as soon as I live in Idaho, right? And it's very, very dry here. But as soon as that plane door opens, you land, and you're starting to get off, that humidity hits you, and you know it. We're like, oh yeah, there it is. Congrats, Mo. Yeah, congratulations. I wanted to fly a chopper in the Air Force, but due to something, all over the world, 10 years in Europe, 35 missions, 2 deployments with Marines, Army, Navy. No regrets. Loved it. Excellent. Awesome. Thanks for your service. I do appreciate that. Much respect to you, sir. That's great. That's awesome. A lot of good dudes, a lot of good women in the military. Serving sometimes some tough in some tough situations. Wanted to fly chopper in the German Air Force, but colorblind. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's an issue, right? My eyesight wasn't the best. I wasn't going to be a fighter pilot. I don't remember. I think you can be a backseater, right, in some aircraft, or I could have flown. I could have done some other role in aircraft, but I never had the guidance. Nobody really explained to me, like, hey, instead of that, right, you can't be a pilot. But you can do these other things. And and I'm like, I'll just go into, my next choice was the satellite world. I forget it. I remember the numbers. The 2770 was the designation for the job, but it was something satellite command and control or something like that. I forget. That was a long time. That was a whole lifetime ago. Thanks for your service as well. Yeah. I mean, mine was easy. It was nice. Got a couple of years of school out of it. I went to Loyola in California. I was going to go into the ROTC there and then just transfer over to what do I want to say? As transfer as an officer. And I didn't finish it. Right. Again, I was younger and I thought I knew everything. So, that's what happens. So I try to I try to give my kids options. When I grew up, I mean, I had, great parents, but my dad he worked all the time. He's my stepdad, and we just didn't have that. His dad died when he was really, really young. So he basically had to start working to support his family when he was, like 10 years old. And so he just didn't understand, the, young people, because he never really had that life. So I didn't really have anybody to explain to me my options back then, back in the 80s. We didn't have internet, we didn't have, so, unless somebody was telling you about it or you read it somewhere, your options were way, way more limited. And I grew up in a smaller area. But now I make sure my kids understand, like, you have all of these options, man. You can literally do anything you want to do. Just don't pigeonhole yourself into something. Just really kind of take your time and pick what you want to do and stick with it. Right. If you just get a job and a career that you're not really sure about, honestly, today, if you can stick with a job for 5 years, you're going to move up. You're going to go places like I tell that to new kids that come into work for the company I work for all the time. Like, hey, if you want to make this a career, or you're not sure, or you want to at least move up and make more money and get more responsibilities and stuff to put on your resume down the road, just stick with the job for some time. Don't bounce around, every year. I did that a lot when I was younger, because again, I thought I knew everything. Whether you sue 4, 6, 10, a small percentage of the population will ever serve the few. Yes, that is true. That's true. And even smaller will serve, basically as a career, like you did. And again, awesome that you're close to retirement, and hopefully, hopefully you're living out your dreams in retirement. Yeah, backseater was offered, but didn't want to fly the chopper. Oh, but did want to fly the chopper. Yeah. But thanks to the civilians who support us. Yeah, there's a whole, I mean, the ecosystem that has to exist in order for the military to move, to do anything, right? It involves a ton of working parts, and that's a lot of people. And some of those people aren't in the military. My dad worked for the Navy in a shipyard, and he worked on submarines. He did a lot of sheet metal, mechanic work. So like that. So, even that, right. And he was obviously a civilian. But that's, all part of that one, just one cog in a huge machine that it takes to do that. So, I mean, awesome. That is super cool. Well, I am an hour and 38 minutes in. I don't know if you guys want to keep chatting. I can chat for a while longer. I'm tired of looking at Gary Herr Gensler over here, who I think is going to get the boot. Republicans took over the House. Now it's not a political discussion. Okay. Republicans took over the House. They're going to be in control of some of the, the committees, or all of the committees, basically. And I think there's going to be, Gary Gensler may have some trouble coming his way, because I believe they're going to do some investigating on the SEC and what's going on over there. Hopefully they do. Unfortunately, you can't really count on them to do anything, because politicians, they're almost all of them are worthless. Hey, brother, what do you think about the momentum? And I don't know momentum. PGM, I think somebody else was just talking about that. And that, to me, it sounds like a good project. I guess as good as you can get. And that's Prosperity Gem Mining. That's PGM. And I don't know if I have it saved anywhere. Let's see. Mining. But to me, there are lots of programs or lots of projects out there like this, where you have to, you're staking, you're getting your rewards. No, I don't want to connect. I don't really know a lot about it. But like for you, how long do you think this thing can last? If you're in it and a believer in it, right? How long do you think this thing can last based on what it's doing, right? Does this one have bots Are they doxed? I don't think they're doxed because not very many of these are ever doxed. Let's see. Draw. Is this one time a week you can withdraw? Looks like. I haven't really done, any research into it, just to be honest. But if you're in it, I hope you do well, right? Just like stablefund. If you're in stablefund still, I'm still in stablefund because I don't have a choice because I don't have my refund yet, and I haven't really decided whether I'm going to go V2 or not. So, and now I'm sort of leaning towards I'm just going to get a refund and probably take that money and put it into XRP or so. And maybe I'll throw a few more dollars at OPT3 or OPT4. What's going on here? Gensler might be toast soon. Too many FTX connections. Yes. Sam Bankman-Fried was in and spoke to Gensler, I believe, and the SEC multiple times, and yet they missed everything. Everybody probably had reason to look the other way. Unfortunately, that is just the way it goes in this country and with politicians and any of our government agencies. They're just corrupt. And I don't know what to do. Obviously I can't do anything myself, but how do you fix it? And just short of tearing the entire system down and starting over, like how do you fix politics, right? They're not going to vote themselves out of office, right? So they're not going to vote for term limits, which is what is needed to get a lot of these career politicians out, right? These guys should be serving 6 years, maybe 2-3 terms at most, maximum. There should be an age limit also. And then they shouldn't get retirement for life for doing that. This should be a real public service job where you go in there, you actually try to do something for your constituents, right? Which is you and me, if you live in this country. And then you get out and you get back to whatever job or career you had beforehand, right? There's too many people that have literally never held a job in their life and then are running this country. I think Joe Biden, I don't think he's ever held a real job in his life. Bernie's never held a job in his life. A lot of these politicians who have been in there for 30 and 40 years have never had a real job other than politics. And so they get in there and somehow after 30 years of politics and being special, right, and treated specially, and getting a lot of money and a lot of fame and notoriety and power, somehow they can still stand up there and say they know how we feel. They know how the everyday person lives, right? Which clearly they are out of touch. But we keep voting these morons in on both sides. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, whatever. We keep voting these morons into office. And these people think they're our leaders. And that's what drives me absolutely nuts. These are supposed to be our they're supposed to represent us, the whatever district they're in, whatever state you're in, they're supposed to represent what you want. So they go to Washington and then they're supposed to take their opinions from us, but they go there, they get elected and now they want to just do whatever it is they want to do, right? Because now they know better. They know what's better for us than we do. And so these guys are not our leaders. And we need to get out of this mindset where we look to these guys as leaders because they're not leaders. They're representatives. They're supposed to represent us. That's a little political rant there. So I don't like to talk about politics. So I'll get a little irritated. But I don't know. What do you do about it? Like, what are we going to do about it? We're just going to keep voting these idiots in, every cycle and expect things to change, right? California is absolutely a garbage pit. And not all of it, but the political side of it is. But they keep electing the same people over and over and over again. And if you keep electing the same people and you expect, different results, that is the definition of insanity. Yes, for both. I'm going to pass on stable fund. Well, if you weren't in it before, I would say that's probably a good choice. Sit on the sidelines and just enjoy the show. I'll put out some videos and we'll talk about it on live streams and stuff. And hopefully that'll be enough entertainment for you. You don't need to worry about it. Like I say, you guys watch me, lose my money. Don't throw your money away on some of these gambling plays. That's what I do for entertainment. And I'm not going to cry about it. Okay. I won't. Not on air anyway. I might cry myself to sleep if I lose money. I don't. I've about a year ago, actually, it took me a while, but about a year ago, I finally understood what it meant to say, don't bring your emotions into investing. It's just logic. You go into it understanding what your plan is. You understand what the investment is, what your risks are, and then play it out. And that's it, right? You either pull that slot again or pull that handle on that slot machine again, and take your chances, or you move on to a different game. Right. And I've got a lot of my crypto is in blue chips, XRP, Matic, BNB, XLM, Quant. I've got all those sitting in my ledger, so I don't have to worry about it. And I take some of my money and I play with it just for funsies. And then share it with you guys so I can look like a moron when I lose money, right? Just for your entertainment. That's why I'm here. I was a bit heavy on S Rocket, but sold at the perfect time and jumped into OPT. Yeah, well, good, excellent. I only had a couple of S Rocket. Actually, I think I had 5 at the top. But it just didn't seem to me. I think I have to go back and look. I don't even remember. It seems like a lifetime ago. I was debating on whether I'm going to sell it and just put it into the stable fund into staking because it was going to make a lot more money that way. Just saw updated info on SFUSD. They plan on giving the exchange funds and tell the exchange to allow users to swap 1-for-1. Okay. I mean, I guess that will work. Because remember, they're going to pay us if we're going to get the refund, right? These are all ifs. This is an if game. If they're going to give a refund, it's going to be in the SF token, the SFUSD token, right? They're not going to give it in Matic. They say they're going to pay me 2,344 Matic. But I assume they're going to give me SFUSD, the equivalent of, right? That's what I assume. I would love if they just gave me 2,344, SFD, because it's 1-for-1 for the dollar. But if that happens, like I said, I think I'm just going to go for the refund, and then just kind of sit back and watch how V2 works. I'll still cover it. We'll still talk about it. It'll be interesting to see if he can pull it off. If he can get himself, kind of unstuck in this situation, and maybe alleviate some of the legal concerns he probably has, and then get people their money back, and then maybe move on. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. I wish I did. If I did, I wouldn't be here. As long as there's liquidity for team exchange, users would be able to do the 1-to-1 swap, kind of like Coinbase USD and USDC conversion. Gotcha. Yeah, as long as there's enough liquidity. Now, the instant people start getting refunds, they're going to instantly, right, start getting their money out as quickly as possible. And I'm going to do the same. And hopefully he doesn't run out of money before everybody gets to cash out. Go blue. Go blue. It's summer. Oh, it's Summers. Hey, how are you? How are you? You know what? I did see your Happy Thanksgiving post on Twitter. I appreciate your DM. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you and your family's doing well. I know you still have a relatively newborn, so hopefully you guys are all cool. You're getting all fat and happy from Thanksgiving dinner. It's Summers over on Twitch platform. He's doing good. It's Summers. I saw that you're. I don't know what the terminology is on Twitch, but I know you're like a partner now, where you're getting paid. You're building your channel over there, and congratulations on that. It's good to see people, sticking with it, and good things will happen. Showing up, that's the major battle, is just showing up every day and continuing to do it. Look up the Noah-Hyde laws and the Belt and Road Initiative. Noah-Hyde laws. Descendants of Noah were commanded with 7 precepts to establish laws, prohibitions of blasphemy, idolatry, okay, not the same as adultery, bloodshed, theft, and eating the blood of living animal. 7 laws of Noah. Okay, and Belt and Road Initiative. So what does are these two separate things, or these things go together? Belt and look at this. See, like it knew I was going to type that. It's so intuitive. Belt and Road Initiative. Here we go. Jeez, this thing is bright. Formerly known as One Belt, One Road, OBOR for short, Global Infrastructure Development Strategy by the Chinese government. The 13 invest in nearly organizations considered centerpiece Chinese Xi Jinping's foreign policy. The BRM forms central, blah, blah, blah. China assumed leadership role, global affairs, according to country list of signed up into the BRI. Xi originally announced strategy of the Silk Road Economic Belt during the official visit to Kazakhstan, 2013. This seems like a lot. The initiative was corporate Constitution of China, 2018. A bid to enhance regional connectivity and embrace a brighter future. So is this China just getting their money out there in all these different countries to try to control, support? This looks like a lot to unpack here. Initiative was unveiled Kazakhstan to construct a unified large market and make full use of both international and domestic markets. Right, so creating a global market to enhance mutual understanding and trust member nations. Yeah, this looks like a lot of reading. I'm going to have to read this at a different time. Belt and Road Initiative. I'm going to get off of this because this thing is bright. Belt and Road Initiative is synonymous with the Great Israel Project. Okay. Yeah, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes in a lot of these other countries. I mean, you guys heard of the BRICS nations right now. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and something else I forget. But basically, where they're coming up with their own monetary policy, I believe they're going to back it by gold, which is why they're all stacking gold right now, and basically to take down the U.S. dollar. That's their goal right now, is to do that, and basically to get off of the U.S. dollar so that they can avoid sanctions and basically create their own policy. But I'll have to look into that. Sniff Belt and Road Initiative. I will look more into that. I'll do some reading on that to see how I feel about it. It's Summers. Mori 24. Late to the stream. Did you decide V2 or no? If you're watching my video, I think I said I was leaning V2. But based on the numbers, there's two things now that concern me. And these were brought up by other people, smarter people than me. Number one is if I go V2, the 64th day, right? If everybody, is rolled into V2, the 64th day of that very first staking period, I believe a ton of people are going to cash out and they're gone. Probably thanking their lucky stars that it made it that far and they were able to get their money out and they're like, peace, I'm out. So that's number one. Number two is the amount that it says on my, the amount that it says that I'm supposed to get if I decide to V2 is way, way more than it should be. And I don't know if you can see it here. So Matic refund, Matic rollover, right? And this is just supposed to be 20% additional to this. And this clearly is way, way more than that. So this to me, and the skeptic I am, and I try to keep an open mind and be positive about it, but obviously, we have to consider the source here. This could be a play by Michael, and he'll just say, hey, this is, that wasn't correct. There was some formula of, miscalculation or whatever, but I told you that you guys were going to get 20%. And obviously, clearly that's way more than 20%. So you're not going to get that. But I think a lot of people are looking at this number because I did see one of the guys on Drip Video showed his dashboard and his numbers were way over what it was supposed to be, way over. So If people are looking at that and going, okay, wait, you know what I mean? It might be worth it if it's 4,287 Matic versus 2,300 for me to just take the chance, roll it over, and then pull my money out later. But it also, that may cause a lot of people to get in just because they're seeing this number and they're not really considering the fact that that number is not correct. Maybe he's just giving us more. So, I can see both sides of this, but I think now I'm leaning towards just get my refund. If I'm fortunate enough to get the refund and move on from stablefund. I'm still going to cover it. We'll still talk about it because I want to see the show. I want to see what's going to happen. Since I'm emotionally invested into this one now. So, and you guys are too, I'm sure. And some of you guys are going to be in V2, that watch the stream, and we can chat about it and see what's happening. It's always, people always want to see a train wreck, right? We always look for the negative stuff. That's what really attracts people. The positive stuff, you can get a little play on that, but most people want to see it go horribly wrong. Especially if they're not in it anymore, they're just wishing it crashes, right? I don't wish that. I don't want Michael to get in trouble. I don't want him to go to jail. I want him to pay everybody that he says he's going to pay, and do the right thing and make it right, and come up with, some sort of formula here that works for some length of time. It's never going to last long term. It's never going to last years. Like, that's not a thing. And if you're thinking that, you need to rethink your plan. It could go for 7 months. It could go for a year. Drip's gone for a long time, and people have made a lot of money on that. And there's been other projects that have gone a long time, but ultimately they're gonna go away. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the question. But I'm leaning towards just getting my refund. Ed Summers, you are welcome, sir. You deserve it. You're a heck of a nice guy, from what I can tell. I don't know you, personally, but from what I've seen, in the little chat that we've had, you seem like a super, super nice guy, good family dude. So I wish you all the best. They go together. The fine print to the Noahide laws says worship of Jesus Christ is adultery, which punishable by death. Holy, okay. All right. So they went there. That's interesting. Sorry. Meant for you. Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Somebody gives us something to chat about. Definitely gets some more info. Always like to learn. Got to go. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Hey, Crypto Hog, you have a great evening yourself, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend. Hopefully you have a long weekend like I do. I got 4 days off. So, and you take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to have this live stream. I'm still doing my Saturday stream. I know, it's a holiday weekend for a lot of people, and, may not get a ton of people watching, but, it's fun for me to do. So I'm going to do it. Damn it. It's my channel. I do whatever I want. This is a lot for yeah. Yeah. That was a little heavy. I know. Once I got into it, I didn't mean, yeah, that's okay. Hey, it's, fair game. I threw it up there. I'll read through it. Let's check it out and see what it's on. It's, yeah, a little heavy for Thanksgiving, right? Please look in the momentum, whatever you have some free time, 40% ROI, not counting price appreciation of the token during vesting. Personally doing well. Excellent. Yeah. Hope you continue to do well. Just keep in mind, take your profits, do the responsible adult thing, and take your profits along the way, and you never have to worry about it. Never have any regrets. The only thing I think is Matic is less, and it's based on SFUSD pegged to the dollar. Yeah, but he's still got, he still has a bunch of people to pay out in BUSD and probably BNB as well, I would imagine. I know some people got their BNB. I don't know. Did anybody get a Matic refund? I don't recall if I've heard that. Which coins do you think will not make it? Well, let's start off with every single one of these DeFi projects are not going to be here in 3 to 5 years. That I can't guarantee anything, right? I don't know the future, but I would put money on it that none of these projects are going to be around. If you're talking about like top 100 type tokens, I can go through a quick, here's my watch list with a lot on the top. Bitcoin will be here. Ethereum will be here. BNB, yes. XRP definitely. 3 to 5 years, I think XRP will be either could be the number one token. Could flip Bitcoin. That's just my personal belief, not financial advice. Cardano, probably. I think Cardano, Polygon. I think a lot of these in the top will. Shiba, it's a play coin. This to me is not a real project. It's just, it only exists in the crypto world, where whatever they're building only exists in the crypto world. I think in 5 years' time, if you're not solving real world issues, if you're not available outside of the crypto market for people to use, then I think you're going away. Avalanche, I don't think Avalanche is going to be here. I think they've got some tough times coming. I know there's been they've had some issues. And there may be some sort of an FTX link here. I have to look more into it, but I did hear a rumor. So AVAX may not be around in 3 to 5 years. Chainlink is actually being used currently, real world utility. That's definitely going to be around. XLM, definitely. Algorand. Crow's another tough one. If Crow doesn't file for bankruptcy, if they don't get caught up in this bankruptcy mess with FTX and doing stupid things, like didn't I just read that they sent like $400 million worth of something off of their platform by mistake? I know they had a hard dip because of that, because of some mistake they made. These centralized exchanges are going to go through a rough regulation period, I think. VeChain, definitely, it's actually currently being used by multiple companies out there in the world. Quant, definitely. Yeah, I need to get off of my my watch list, because these are the ones that I like to watch. So obviously, Tether. Here's the thing about Tether, right? Everybody is afraid that Tether is going to depeg. If Tether depegs and this thing goes down, this is going to take the crypto market down with it, and it's going to be a while before it comes back. I don't mean everything's going to go to zero. I just mean the amount of trust that's put in Tether by a lot of companies and a lot of people in the crypto world, a lot of very important, smart people. If this thing depegs and crashes and takes this $65 billion with it, this is going to be 10 times worse than FTX. 10 times. That was going to be a rough day for crypto. So all these other ones, yeah, Binance, Doge. I can't believe Doge is even still around. But some of these things that, like Tron, there needs to be a good use case, right? Once the rest of the world gets involved, and not just the 3 or 4% that are in crypto right now, these things are going to really have to show themselves to have a good use case. Otherwise, they're going to go by the wayside. So anyway, that's what I think. Monero, doesn't Monero have some sort of privacy deal? That's going to be outlawed in most countries. You won't even be able to use it. Like some of the stuff I've never even heard of. Filecoin I've heard of. VeChain will be around, yes. ApeCoin, no. ApeCoin's not going to last. Most of these NFT projects that don't have any real utility are going to be gone. Most of them. I question ADA. Yeah, I'm not a huge Charles Hoskinson fan. Only because he's very tribal with his. He said some very disparaging things about the XRP army. So, I don't take it personally, but I just think he's got a grudge. He's got a chip on his shoulder, because Charles Hoskinson, who is the founder of ADA, Cardano, was there at the very beginning when Ethereum was founded. What's his name? Came up with Ethereum. Joseph Lubin and I forget the skinny kid's name. But he was there, at the beginning. So he's obviously an intelligent guy, knows a lot about the market, a lot about the crypto world. But he said some bad things about XRP because the XRP army is calling out Ethereum, saying it's basically it's controlled. It's a very centralized cryptocurrency. And obviously ETHgate, with the whole SEC thing, that's a whole nother topic. But Cardano, I don't know. There needs to be a reason. What's the reason? Do we need 10 different blockchains, 20 different blockchains out there that a lot of them do very similar things. The XRP ledger can have smart contracts. You can mint NFTs. You can move money within seconds for less than a penny. Like it has liquidity. It's currently being used by a lot of different banks and financial institutions across the world. Not yet in America or in the US because of the SEC lawsuit. Bank of America said they were going to use XRP or the XRP ledger once the lawsuits ended. So that's very bullish news. But this is why I'm so bullish on XRP, because it has literally one of the largest real world use cases already in crypto. But anything outside the top 100, I think a lot of these are going to go away. A lot. I think we're going to see in 10 years time, you're going to see 100 different projects or tokens that are going to be, that are going to basically contribute 90% of the workload for crypto. It's hard to tell you which ones are going to die, but I'd say a lot of them are going to die. Yes, sir. Thanks. Yep. When you say DeFi, do you include Atom and Osmo? I think if DeFi does succumb to regulation. Well, okay. So I'll have to clarify. When I say DeFi, right, the DeFi world I live in is in the meme token, the shitcoin, let's say, space, right? Stablefund, OPT3, they're never going to last. If you're into like Aave, right, which is like a lending and finance platform, which is what real DeFi is, yes, some of those things will be around. DeFi will be around, but it may not be around the same way we view it now. It's going to be, I think, the notion that this stuff is going to be decentralized is, I think, a fallacy. I think the governments and the very wealthy people that exist out there and the large companies like JP Morgan, they're not going to allow it. It's not going to just be able to run on its own, right? There's going to be some central point of control for most of this stuff, right? And all the decentralized stuff is going to be the black market. That's kind of that's just my opinion. That's kind of where I see it going, right? Everybody wants decentralization and they want hands off. They don't want government control, but unfortunately the government controls everything and they're going to find a way to control it. What if they put out a central bank digital currency? You guys do any research on this kind of stuff? Right. China is working on one. They may even have it out already in testing. But basically they want to give their citizens this central bank digital currency that they can control, right? They can do whatever they want with it. And I'm talking about stuff like control what you can purchase, control how much you can own, right? Put a limit on what your wallet will hold, so that they won't, because the Chinese government doesn't want any power in their citizens. They want to be able to control everybody. So obviously if they have massive wealth, then this makes it much harder to control people. So I've read an article a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, basically stating that they want to come up with a way to where they can, I think it was, have their token or their currency have an expiration date on those contracts. So if they send you money, they send you crypto in your wallet and you're able to spend it, it may only last for 6 months and then it's going to go away. So that's not going to allow you to attain any sort of wealth, right? You can't just save money and save that crypto and let it accumulate over time and then ultimately move away or find a way to not follow certain rules and laws that they have, right? And they can do this in any country. But these are the kinds of things that scare me about these digital currencies that they were not intended for, right? And governments are going to find a way to screw it up and make people miserable. And use it for the intentions it wasn't designed for. But they can do this. And they can also say, hey, no, your purchase is denied because you've already had 3 alcoholic beverages this week, right? Just simple things like that they'll be able to do. And that's, I don't think the central bank digital currency was meant for the retail side, but they're going to want to use it like that. So Kraken might be the only centralized exchange without a utility or stablecoin. Kraken. Yeah, I've never used Kraken. So I don't know. And I don't know why they obviously they want to have a stable coin. BUSD is huge, right? And they want to control everything. Binance wants to control everything. They want to be the only platform out there, for centralized exchange. So I don't think a lot of these exchanges, I think, will not be gone. Especially, the bottom tier exchanges. I don't think they're going to have a reason to exist in 3 to 5 years. Also, but stable coins, yeah. If they don't find a way how to actually peg stable coins to a currency, one for one, like it's going to be required in the US, you're going to be required to show proof of reserves to be able to have a legitimate stable coin here. And that's coming probably this next year or so. Use it or lose it. Yep. That's what they're gonna. I think that's what they want to do. I mean, that would be ideal for the government to be able to do that. You would have to find a quick flip, which means we would need these shit coins to stick around. Yeah, but I think once regulation hits, especially in the U.S., and I know in other parts of the world, it's not the same thing. But I live here, and I think they're gonna outlaw a lot of this stuff that's sketchy, right? Unless it can be regulated, registered, KYC'd, go through the the AML, the anti-money laundering laws, and all that kind of stuff. I think they're going to be outlawed. The U.S. residents are not going to be able to access those types of things. Now, yeah, you can. I'm sure there's always going to be a way to get around it, but that's going to be a very, very small group of people that are going to be able to do it. So regulation is going to really put a stranglehold on crypto, and it's going to shake out a lot of these places, or a lot of these projects just won't be able to do business in the U.S. Coinbase too. Yeah, Coinbase. Coinbase likes to use USDC, which is a Circle, I believe, and it's supposed to be backed. But Tether, I think, wasn't it Tether that told Congress asked, I think somebody or one of the regulators asked Tether, like, hey, we want to see your proof of reserve. We want to see what you're backed by. Because, I mean, it's $65 billion. Like, if this thing, there's a run on this thing and everybody starts pulling their money out, what's going to happen? Right? If it's not really backed by anything, at some point, this liquidity is going to dry up. And that too will crash. You consider doing a little arbitrage. I'm probably going to try. I mean, I think if the price differential is what it is right now, I mean, you'd be dumb not to. So I'm going to try. I'll try. I don't know how long that option is going to be available, because at some point those two prices are going to be the same. So I think it's going to be a quick hit, right? If you can do it fast enough, and if you got the time to do it, then I'd say, yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. Maybe an opportunity to either increase your bag or make good profit, at the very least. Yeah. So it's not going to increase your bag because you're going to trade just one for one, from what I understand, 1-to-1 on that token. So bag size, should be the same, but the value should be higher. But then remember, there's two sides to this. So as soon as you get in and everybody starts doing that, and then they're going to take that profit and they're going to start selling off, right? It's going to drop that price. So, I think you're going to have to be quick. And I know that's arbitrage is being fast on the draw. So if you don't have the time, or maybe you're just not paying attention to it, then you're going to miss out. But I'll definitely be paying attention to it. Hopefully I'll be able to, do a video on it, a day before, or at least right before it happens. What if they bring back the gold standard, but instead of using non-inflationary paper dollars, they use CBDCs? Well, so this is one of those theories out there that, the BRICS nations are coming up with their CBDC that all of those nations are going to use. And Russia and China are both hoarding gold right now, and they have been for the last, say, year or so. And that's the thought, is that they're going to back their CBDC with gold. So it's going to be very stable. and they don't need to worry about crashing like a lot of these others, stable, non-stable coins. Yeah, it's definitely going to hurt. And if we can't figure out, here's the biggest issue I think we're facing today is that the U.S. is so far behind the other countries out there in developing their own CBDC. Right now, every country is going to have its own CBDC at some point. And this is the exciting thing about XRP, right? But every country is going to have their own, and we're not going to want to use Russia's CBDC, or they're not going to want to use ours. So I think this world currency there's not going to be one currency to rule them all. I think there's going to be a lot of fractionalization of it. But XRP and the XRP ledger is what's going to be used to help to bridge those currencies together so that you can continue to use whatever you use in your country. If it's at a retail level, right? If a lot of this stuff is really supposed to be at the I don't want to say industrial level, but at the commercial level with the banks and governments, basically, shooting money back and forth. But yeah, their whole goal is to kill the dollar. That is the goal. That's what the BRIC nations are doing. And their initial intent was just to get away from sanctions, because obviously if they're being paid in dollar, everything they do is based on dollars, then it's easy to control them and easy to punish them. I traded 10K worth of gold and silver for mostly Luna prior to its, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm actually starting to accumulate some gold. I have the Glint card. I don't know if you've heard of that. It is, it's just it's a credit card or a debit card that you can link to your bank account. And then I just purchase every once in a while. It's $50, $100, whatever. And I buy gold with it. And that sits on my card and I can spend the gold. And you can either spend it in gold or you can convert it to fiat and spend the fiat. And you can have both. You can have fiat and gold on this one account and spend either or you can just hold it, and you can request that they send you physical gold, whatever it is you've accumulated. So that's my next play right now. That's kind of what I'm doing. Not financial advice, but I don't think there's any harm in holding. I do already have some silver, some physical silver, but in buying gold, I think gold, even though the price is manipulated and has been for decades, I think there is a future. At least in my kids' future, there's going to be a good use case for gold, I think, at some point. So can't hurt to have. But I'm sorry that you lost. That was all your gold and silver. Man, that sucks. That really does. Luna, another one of those. Did you hear that? Apparently now some new information. This came from BitBoy Crypto, and I believe about 50% of what he says. That he has proof, or there's some connection between FTX and the collapse of Luna, and FTX and the collapse of Celsius. He says that Kevin O'Leary worked with FTX to crash Celsius and take him down. And I guess FTX's goal was to start knocking off some of these other big exchanges and other big crypto companies so that they could get a better market share. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what I'm hearing. I think there's a lot more to it, and hopefully we get to hear some good juicy details. I was using my Fold card to buy gold. Fold gives you % back in BTC. Oh, that's cool. Fold. I don't think I've heard of that one. I haven't actually paid. I don't see any reason, right? I mean, the whole ad thing is you can spend your gold, right? If you want to go out to dinner and spend your gold on, why would you spend gold on food? Like, it doesn't, if you don't have to, it doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to just stack that, use it as an emergency, use it when, the zombie apocalypse comes, or this great reset everybody's talking about. And we're, go back to the dark ages and we have to barter food with ammo and gold and whatever else. So could be crazy times coming. We don't know, but it is now. Hang on. 2 hours. Ooh, that's warm beer. 2 hours and 20 minutes in. I think I am just about done. I appreciate the conversation, guys and girls. I really do. Always a pleasure to talk to the crypto family out there and see what's going on in your world. Hopefully you guys stay safe and stay healthy, for rest of the weekend. Well, forever. I mean, why just the rest? I can't limit it just the weekend. To only stay healthy for the weekend. But just stay safe and healthy out there, you and your families. And I'm going to do a live stream Saturday, 3:00 normal time. We'll probably rehash some of this, some of the stable fund content because people, who couldn't make it today are going to want to know. So having said that, guys and girls, I appreciate y'all. You guys have a great weekend. All right. I'm out.